So for number 2, the question asks if the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x, f of 3 plus h minus 6 over h equals negative 1 over 2, find the equation of the tangent line at x equals 3. And in parentheses it says, think about the things you need to find the equation of a line.
Alright, so we're given the equation right here equals negative 1/2, and we're given x equals 3. So to find the equation of a tangent line, we need three things. We need the x value, the y value, and the slope. So if we go back to our original equation, the limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x over h. We know that this f of x value right here is the same thing as a y value. And up here, it's given as 6. So with that, we know that the y equals 6. Now, Ilana, you want to write the
I'd love to.
or continue?
Thank you so much. Okay, so we're finding the f of 3. So we know that the x value is 3. So we can write that down. Oh.
It's given.
Never mind. Well, just in case you didn't know how they did it, that's how. It's right there. And then this whole thing equals negative 1/2. And this actual equation should be the f prime of x equals all that other stuff. Okay? Or the f prime of 3 equals all that other stuff. So the f prime of 3 actually means what is the slope of this line when f is 3. So we know that the slope in the end equals negative 1/2. So now all we have to do is plug that into the equation we have, and we will have the equation of the line. So the equation is y minus the y coordinate. So it's y minus 6 equals the slope, negative 1/2, and then in parentheses, it's x minus the x coordinate. So it's x minus 3. And I'll box this. So this is what the final equation will look like. That's the equation of the tangent line.
So for question 9, it says the alternative form for the derivative, i.e. the slope at a specific point, is f prime of a equals the limit as x approaches a of f of x minus f of a over x minus a. And then for part A of question 9, the question asks, how does this form look different from the other way to find the slope at a specific point? Now,
that's the original way we learned, and the only difference is we plugged in h, and so h approaches 0. So h is pretty much a made-up point, and so with this equation, we don't have any more h's.
right.
So part B, use the alternative form to find f prime of 2 for the function f of x equals x squared. Okay, so we're going to plug this into the equation. F prime a equals the limit as x approaches a, f of x minus f of a over x minus a. So we're going to go ahead and plug into that equation. So we got f prime of 2 equals the limit as x approaches 2, f of x, which is x squared, and minus f of a, which is 4, because you plug 2 into the x squared and you get 2 squared, 4 over x minus 2 right there, and then we solve, and we get x plus 2 times x minus 2.
What he's doing is factoring. He's expanding x squared minus 4, just so you know. So
and from here, we're going to cross off x minus 2 on the bottom, x minus 2 on the top. we're left with x plus 2 equals f of 2, and x equals 4 because we know f of 2 equals 4.
Okay, so for 9C, we're basically proving the alternative version and proving that it works with the original version. So if this works out correctly, the answer should be the slope at f of 2 equals 4. So to start off, we have to write the original equation, which is f prime of x equals the limit as h approaches 0, and then f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And I know you've seen this a million times, but this is what it looks like.
So now we want to plug in our values.
So we have the limit as h approaches 0, because you should always carry that down, is f prime, f of 2 plus h squared minus f of 2 all over h. Now, it's 2 plus h squared because in 9b it shows you that the original equation is f of x equals x squared. So we plug in 2 plus h for x, so you have 2 plus h squared. Now the next thing you want to do is expand everything. So you have 4 plus 4h plus minus h squared. No, that's
plus.
Plus h squared. I was right. It's plus h squared minus 4. Now you're getting that extra minus 4 from f of 2 because you plug in 2 for x squared in the original equation. Then that's all over h. Looks like this. I put a big arrow next to it so you can see it. That's what that looks like. So now the 4's cancel, and you just have 4h plus h squared all over h, and it's the limit as h equals 0 right there. Now the next step is to factor out the h's. So h equals 4 plus h all over h, which is that. And then these two h's cancel out, and you are left with the limit as h approaches 0 is 4 plus h.
And we know h is 0, so the limit is equal to 4. So f prime of 2 is equal to 4, and just like the alternative form, we get the same value.
So both of them work.